What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Joop from the Clips, aka Macaroni with the Cheese, and today I got a brand new video for you. Today we're gonna talk about wealth because I have written this article who says that we youngest millennials gonna make a lot of money. So the title is "A Big Transfer of Wealth is Expecting to Make Millennials the Wealthiest Generation Ever." So I stumbled on this article of the CNBC on 29th of February 2024, and it basically said that we, the millennials, are poised to become the richest generation in history. So I was wondering, although the economy is very strong in the US, Bitcoin is rising. It's almost back to its all-time high back in November 2021. And we got a booming stock market also making new all-time highs. So I was wondering what's basically happening and what's the reason that we all see things are going higher. Talking about the SPY, talking about Bitcoin and other big developments. So as you can see, the SPY is at 5012. It made a new all-time high. As you can see, the previous all-time high was back in January 2022. And everything is booming. We got Bitcoins going up. So according to this wealth report by global real estate consultancy Knight Frank, which will be released in publicly in detailed format next week, it basically said that the millennials will get more money. So I was studying it, and to be more specifically, they were talking about over the next 20 years, the so-called silent generation, those typically born from 1928 to 1945, and baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964 will hand over their reins to those born from 1981 to 1996. Well, I'm from 84, so that means a lot of assets, property, and equity rich asset, they will transfer it over to the younger public. And this could be around $90 trillion worth of assets. In the US alone, Knight Frank said the shift would see 90 trillion of assets move between generations, making affluent millennials the richest generation in history. So that means we got a lot of things coming our way. So I did my due diligence on this, and it's very important to keep this in mind because things been changing so far lately on Earth. We got artificial intelligence with NVIDIA, so there's a lot going on. So this year alone, the presidential year, we see the stock market going up, and it's always positive in a presidential year. So let's continue. Could an inheritance be enough to caution ongoing economic shocks? Although the inheritance is likely to add pretty penny to millennial finances down the line, the current reality is a lot grimmer. Millennials have already been reeling under a number of shocks such as the Brexit, the pandemic, the cost of living, the Russia-Ukraine war, and the resulting energy crisis. Most recently, the Israel-Hamas war and Red Sea attacks have also contributed to rising economic and geopolitical uncertainty. Several of the factors above have also led to rising inflation, with UK inflation touching a 41-year high of 11.1% in October 2022. So there's a lot been going on in the world. And it says that the things that were going on in the Middle East, the pandemic and etc., also was fueling this big boost of economic power. So this has led to higher interest rate as the Bank of England attempts to bring inflation back under control. That's the same thing that the United States is trying to do. They're trying to fight inflation by rising up the interest rate. So they've been doing good so far, but we have to see what the end result is. And I've been told that it's not always ending positively, so we have to wait and see. Despite the several economic shocks, several equities, especially US one, have also done well. Artificial intelligence companies have been some of the most successful ones, generating considerable interest, with companies such as NVIDIA doing particularly well, as well as the Magnificent 7 US stocks. Well, he's making a point because And Nvidia is making numbers. Nvidia is now one of the top 10 companies in the world. It's on number 4, as you can see, and it's worth $2.05 trillion, and the stock price is currently at $822. So Nvidia is one of those stocks. It's been running up, it's been soaring up, and these are the companies that will also add some value to the overall economic transfer wealth and making it a lot bigger. So as you can see, on October 3rd, 2022, Nvidia was around $120, so $120, and Nvidia currently at the price at 800. So that's times 8, and Nvidia is still not finished with going up, as you can see, because Nvidia is booming. Everyone wants their chip, and we are in the artificial intelligence bubble. So this bubble is still not gonna burst, and we still have a lot of fuel in the tank to go up. So let's continue. According to the wealth report, this trend expected to continue, with the number of wealth people across the world anticipated to grow about 28.1% by 2028. Malaysia is expected to see 35% growth, with Indonesia seeing 34%, in India 50%, and the Chinese mainland 47%. However, globally, this still is less than 44% rise seen in 5 years to 2023. So there's a lot of growth going on in the world right now, and we can see it. It's very positive in the Bitcoin space, the stock space, the Magnificent Seven. So yeah, so there's basically going to be a transfer in wealth. It's around $90 trillion. So let's see what my last article says about this subject. Millennials could become the richest generation in history. Because keep in mind, guys, do not ever take one source of knowledge. You always have to consider more sources on the same subject to get an overall opinion or an overall bias or thing. So this next article is from Fast Company. It's on the 1st of March, 3 days old. So millennials tend to inherit a lot of money and soon infect. It's also talking about the wealth report. $90 trillion of asset will change hands. They may not own property or have a ton in the bank, but they do seem to know how to hustle. Talking about the Gen Zers. That's likely why so many millennials, even more than Gen Z, have side hustles, according to HBR Black. Yeah, they know how to hustle. We know how to hustle. The wealth transfer will certainly help a lot of young adults in the coming years. So guys, here you guys have it. Here you guys all have it, and here's where you all gonna see the news. We millennials are basically gonna have a lot of money in our hands, transferring from the older guys to the younger guys, and that between the age of 30, 40 years old, maybe 25, 28. So I wanted to share this subject with you guys because it's very important to see what time we live in and what we got in front of us. There's a lot been going on in Africa, in the States. The economic price and everything is going on. It's not very interesting, but there where is a lot of things happening, there's also a lot of opportunities, and I'm a guy of opportunities. So I wanted to share this article with you guys that we can find a lot of money in the next few years. So I continue my research on ChatGPT, because if you have followed my videos, I always share with you guys that I make use of ChatGPT, and I basically typed in a big transfer of wealth is expected to make millennials the wealthiest generation ever. And the annual wealth report said it was 90 trillion. So ChatGPT gave me a whole text back, and it says, indeed, this project transfer of wealth between generations suggests that the millennials are set to inherit a significant portion from the baby boomer predecessors. The figure of 19 trillion. But then it gave me a whole text, and however, it's essential to recognize that not all millennials will benefit equally from this transfer of wealth. Disparities in inheritance, access to financial education, and other socioeconomic factors. So that's a great point that ChatGPT AI is making. For those who have this opportunity are those who have financial education and are in the right position. They have a good development, and they also have a good job, maybe a 9 to 5, and they have a good salary, and there is financial education, there's access to education. Those are the people who are gonna have a big portion of this 90 trillion. Then I continue with the research. It gave me a whole lot of text about John Knight. I wanted to know who is this Knight Frank, and then I continue my research, and it gave me the second answer. So I put in, according to the wealth report, so I put this in. According to the wealth report, this trend is expected to continue, with the number of wealthy people across the world anticipated to grow about 28.1% by 2028. So ChatGPT answered me with suggest continuous expansion by 28%. And then it said several factors contributed to this project growth in the number of wealth individuals. So ChatGPT said these are the 5 points that we have to see. Economic expansion. Overall global economic growth is expected. Investment performance, so positive performance in the financial markets, including stocks, bonds, and other asset classes, can lead the portfolio. Appreciation and increased wealth for investors. Favorable market conditions and prudent investment strategies can contribute to the growth of individual wealth. So the 4th one was entrepreneurship, innovation. The 4th one was demographic shift. The 5th one was wealth transfer. So yeah, there's a lot been going on. And what was very interesting for me was that he was talking about the stock market, that portfolio will go up in value. So I continue my investigation on what's basically happening in the world, and I stumbled on very interesting to see all the Nigerians people making the money on Forex, because their local currency is basically down, so they have to seek out for other platforms and other opportunities like Binance, where they can trade their money peer-to-peer with other customers. So on the second answer of this, financial education, there has been a growing interest in financial literacy and education in Nigeria. Many Nigerians are becoming more knowledgeable about financial markets, including Forex trading, throughout formal education online. So as you can see, Nigeria is a very big country, and what I find very interesting and I'm very passionate about, to see all my young African brothers are developing themselves by making money in the Forex trading, and there is a lot of financial education that you need and have and want to learn to make money in this field, in this market. So I find it very interesting to see those answers from ChatGPT, and I was very happy to receive this answer. So yeah, Forex trading allows Nigerians to diversify their investments. And yeah, I have to continue to do my research on this whole Nigeria thing, but the most important thing that I want to share with you guys this video is that you have to develop yourself and put yourself in position to do something about your financial education, to be curious, to do some research, and in everything in life that you want, you have to put your time and energy in it. So you have to do the due diligence, you have to do the time, you have to be curious, and that's basically the basic things that you have. You need consistency to create and develop a particular role and particular energy and particular frequency there is to attract those kind of money funds. So guys, I'm at the end of my video. I hope you like this video. Hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I hope you learned some things from this video. There's a lot of money's coming our way, guys. So with that being said, I hope you learned something. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. And we out. Bang, bang. Peace.